Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge Bushcraft with another installment on tinders. Now here's a tinder that a lot of people don't pay attention to. You'll find it a lot in the forest, and that is charred wood. Now what this is from a campfire. It can also be where we've had a controlled burn here and you find a burned stump, or you've had a lightning strike and you find that. But this black charred, fully burned hunk of firewood and the remnants of an old fire, whatever, is in fact char, C-H-A-R, and that will usually catch a spark very easily and reignite. Now this has been on the ground for months. This is from a fire that we had here in January, and here it is May. So 5 months this has been in the elements. Now I'm going to get the camera in close and we're going to see if it'll catch a spark from a ferrocerium ROM and reignite after being exposed to the elements for 5 months. Stay with me, be right back. Here's my char. Now I'm going to go toward the end right here where it's got those loose rough areas. Better chance of catching a spark. Scrape a little. Give me a little ball up. There we go. But that is 5 months. You can see the other side that I caught first without catching the camera on, going along quite happily. All of that from a piece of wood that's been laying on the ground for 5 months. Now, of course, you're going to get carbon on your fingers. That's what wood clothes are for. But to recap, charred wood that has already been burned, that has been charred in a good hot fire so that the oxygen's been deprived and it's made thick char, can usually easily be reignited with a ferrocerium rod, simply by finding a broken end and getting it to catch in between 2 layers or something. You can, like you saw me do, scrape a little bit and find a new area and it'll catch. It's carbon, so it's kind of waterproof to a point, environmental proof to a point. As long as it's dry to begin with, it's going to burn. So our possum mentality should be, as we're going through the woods looking for materials to start a fire, and we see this burned pine tree or this burned willow or whatever where lightning got it, or they've come through and done a clear cut and done a forest fire or whatever, and we find these charred stumps, we can take our hawk or our knife and knock off a couple of pieces and have it as a tinder to get things started. Now I'm using the word tinder. Let us define tinder. Tinder to me is that material which starts the spark, starts the fire process. It is not fuel, which is bigger. It is not kindling, which is bigger. It is a transition between flame and kindling. Okay? Anything in that is tinder. So it's fluffy, it's soft, it's carbon, it's whatever. Tinder is whatever that transitional phase is. And that's what we got to be looking for, because that's the hardest phase to really get. Kindling's everywhere. I can take wet wood, smack it against a tree and split it down to where I've got dry kindling. Finding dry tinder is the hard part because it is so small and fine. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys. I'll be back with another video as quick as I can. I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Bushcraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.